Thank you. Thank you, Professor Aman, for giving me an opportunity to talk on this topic, which is, I think, need of the hour today. And I'll be talking about the role and importance of social media in education. And before I start this session, can I ask you a question to the participants that at present, what social media are you using in your classroom teaching? Any one of you? Are you using any kind of social media in your education these days? Yes, please. Any participant? So if there is no response, I assume that maybe you are not using at present. But I tell you, this is very important. The kind of educational scenario which has emerged today to provide the latest to the students and to make the students more engaged in your teaching learning process. I think we should, it is high time now that we should incorporate various social media in education. So in my presentation I'll be talking about what exactly is
Ma'am, we are using institutional ERP
okay.
for giving notes or study material, for taking extra quiz, assignments.
Okay,
Also, we are using WhatsApp groups,
WhatsApp groups, yeah, most
Telegram
commonly
groups
used, I think.
also,
Okay,
and Google Classroom.
okay. So in this session, we'll talk about there is much more to be incorporated in our present education system. So my presentation outline would be that what exactly is social media? What are those popular social medias which are in use at present in education, and what are the benefits of using this media in our education system, and then finally we have certain pros and cons also, which I would like to highlight before the teachers. So I think you will all agree with me that these social media networks have become thoroughly rooted in our modern culture. It has transformed people's lifestyle. Use of social media is being swiftly increasing during last few years. Earlier, it was only being used by the working people as a business tool, but now there is heavy rise in the use of social media by the students and teachers, or we can say the education society as a whole. With the help of internet, all the social sites and various applications are available, which can be accessed easily and allowing users to converse with each other, to interact with each other, to create new content, to edit and share new forms of textual, visual, and audio content. What is social media? See, social media are the internet sites which people where people interact with one another. They provide a place for people across the world to share information and engage in discussions. So, social media is internet based technologies that allow more free flowing communication amongst its users. Social media is a communication tool that allows users to interact with, contribute the content online. Social platforms like Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, I think, are being used by almost everyone. It is not just only limited to posting the vacation snaps online, it is an interactive computer mediated technology for sharing of various ideas, information, or maybe the career interests and other forms of expression through apparent communities and worldwide network. So these social channels are all about collaborating, networking, sharing, and generating knowledge and content, something which is of great value in the context of education. Social network tools offer students and institutions with multiple opportunities to improve their learning methods. Through these networks, you can incorporate social media plugins that enable sharing and interaction. Students can benefit from online tutorials and resources that are shared through social networks and learning management systems. Although social media has a large presence in news and entertainment, but when used in learning setting for educational purposes, I think it has the potential to facilitate communication, augmenting the student experiences, and improving the learning outcomes by extending the learning environment beyond the classroom, by nurturing a student centering learning setting, by encouraging interaction and engagement amongst the students, by facilitating the flow of information between the students, faculty, and the campus community as a whole. So, coming next to, see, these social media include a wide range of tools that integrate technology, social interaction, and content creation. Most popular social media include social networks, blogs, microblogs, wikis, social book marking, media sharing, and RSS, which is the short form of really simple syndication. You might be familiar with some of these, but I'll briefly explain it to you. These, what are the social networks? A social network is an online community that brings people with common interests, opinions, activities, and experiences together by sharing their news, photos, videos, and events. A social network is essentially composed of a representation of each user of a profile, his social links, as well as variety of additional services. These online communities also provide means for users to interact with each over the internet, such as email and instant messaging. Some of the most popular social networking sites used are Facebook, LinkedIn, MySpace, and many more. Second one is the blogs. Blogs are web-based logs or journals that enable users to post their thoughts, their ideas, their creative writing, and their opinions for other people to view. Blogs are usually written by one person about a particular topic and are usually updated on a regular basis with entries displayed in reverse chronological order. They can either be self-hosted or placed on a blogging network such as Blogger, WordPress, or Tumblr. Then comes to microblogs. Microblogs, as their name suggests, provide a similar function as traditional blogs, but with a much stronger focus on being short or quick. A microblogging website enables users to write short text messages and transmit them in real time to their contacts. So microblogging can therefore be seen as a cross between blogging and social networking. The most famous microblogging service is Twitter. I think you all know about it. Then the another popular media is wikis. Wikis are websites that are developed collaboratively by a community of users. They allow any user to add, change, correct, and post information for other people to see. The largest and most popular wiki is Wikipedia, a user contributed online encyclopedia, currently hosting, I think, millions of articles in over more than 200 languages. Once published, articles on Wikipedia are considered to be living content as they are always subject to change and amendment by the users. Then comes the social bookmarking. Social bookmarking websites, also termed collaborative tagging systems, give people the opportunity to tag their favorite links and share the results with other users. Usually organized by a topic, bookmarks can be saved privately, shared with certain people or groups, or available to the public. Delicious, Dig, Reddit, Stumble Upon, to name just a few, are good examples of websites offering bookmarking services. Media sharing. Media sharing sites enable users to upload and share their multimedia content, photos, videos, and audio on the web. People can view the files uploaded by others, enrich them with tags, and share their thoughts through comments. Examples of such social media tools are YouTube, Flickr, iTunes, and Shutterfly. RSS, as I said, short for really simply simple syndication, is a common component of social media websites. RSS allows websites and blogs to distribute their updated and dynamic content as feeds to the different users. Hence, instead of visiting a given website regularly, the user can subscribe for free to as many feeds of information as desired, and then access and manage those feeds all at once by making the use of an RSS reader. For example, is the Google Reader. So all these social media platforms can be grouped into three major categories. The first category includes social network sites like I said, Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter, that serve as online communities via which users connect with friends or colleagues and share ideas and resources. The second category consists of content sharing and organizing sites like Delicious, Dig, Flickr, YouTube, Dailymotion, and RSS readers. The third category is composed of the content creation and editing websites such as Blogger, Google Docs, Wikipedia, and WordPress. So, oftentimes, however, the features and functions of a social media network can overlap, making a tool appropriate for more than one category. So now coming to the next point, after giving you a brief about this, what is social media and what are the types of popular social media platforms which are being used by the education system, why at all we need to use social media. This is because the modern education has brought a radical different economy and society with profound implications for the education system. The education system must adapt to the key features like globalization. I mean to say the globalization of the workforce, globalization of education. Now there are no boundaries. Students are moving outside the country. We will have to prepare the students who are of international standard. There are the changing needs of industry, because the skill set required by the industry now is not the same as it was 10 years or 20 years ago. There is a lot of competition in the market. There is a competitive world and people cannot afford to ignore the competition. The present era is called an information age. No one at present can survive without information, and that to the latest information, and has to remain updated all the times with the current knowledge if he or she has to remain competitive in today's market. ICT revolution. See, recent years have witnessed an increased interest in using social media with courses, especially in higher education. New ICT technologies have been created for academic use, changing the way organizations and people create information, engage themselves, and share existing or newly produced information through multi-way communication through computer and mobile devices. New developments in teaching and training, new approaches for the delivery of the content. We may be knowledgeable enough, many papers published, written books, but even good academicians feel sometimes uncomfortable to teach online. But then teachers can't be helpless. They are intellectual too. They will have to be familiar with the online platforms and tools available for teaching and learning. Knowledge explosion. See, the kind of knowledge society which has emerged today is that it is now easier than ever to know or find out something, I think, about almost everything in the world through this connected media. Obsolescence and of knowledge and need for lifelong learning. See, because the technology changes very fast and there is increased emphasis on R&D for innovations. One has to update and reskill oneself on a continuous basis and to become a lifelong learner. We will have to develop the student as an independent learner to survive in the market, because I think you will all agree with me, as a teacher we cannot teach each and everything in 3 or 4 years course, which all that knowledge which will be required in 30 or 40 years of career life of a student. He has to develop the habit of self learning in students. In I think NEP 2020 also, much emphasis has been laid on preparing students to become lifelong learners so as to remain competitive in the market. So to face these challenges, I think the education system must adapt to the modern education. Next, there is paradigm shifts in teaching and learning. There is paradigm shift in the content as well as the delivery mechanism. There is shift from traditional teaching to facilitation of sorry there is a shift from traditional teaching to the facilitation of learning. I think I had talked about this in my earlier session also, when I was talking about understanding learning and understanding the learning styles. So, on the part of learner, now there is a shift from individual learning to shared learning. More emphasis is on group based learning, guided learning to independent learning. Earlier, it was everything used to depend on our teachers. Now we have to become the independent learner. Earlier, it was teachers comes to the class, writes on the board, and is over. But now I think the content is available on the net. Only explanation may be required. But many times I think explanation is also available. For example, that NPTEL, many self-learning modules are there. Students already know many things before they come to the class. They will have only queries. So teacher has to prepare accordingly. Today, with the implementation of learning outcome based curriculum, this teaching has to be student centered and not teacher centered. Earlier, the aim was only we were learning with the goal of degrees. Now, the aim is to prepare a lifelong learner and the perpetual endeavor. Learning is a permanent change in behavior. He has to retain the information for a longer time. Earlier, the learner was as an empty vessel. He was the passive recipient of knowledge. Now he or she is an active participant in the learning process. And see if on the part of teachers, now the more emphasis is from the skill development to competency. It is not only that he or she has to attain this skill, he or she should be competent enough to use that skill in different situations. Now, the focus is, earlier we were preparing the manpower as per the local needs. But now, as I said, we are moving towards the world society. We have to prepare the students for international standard. He or she should be able to compete with others in the international market, because these days students are moving abroad for their work, for higher education. Earlier, the emphasis was more on the content, means what of the knowledge. But now the more emphasis is how the things are happening. More is on the how of thinking. Earlier, it was only textbook driven curriculum. But now we are living in the information age. There is no limit, more access to the content. Teacher, earlier as a provider of knowledge, as I said, but now the teacher has to be as a mediator, as information facilitator. Teacher's role is to act as a guide, as a mentor, to create interest and inspire students for learning, because education is not learning the fact but the training of the mind to think. We have to prepare the student with the creative thinking, that critical thinking, and that can not be met only with the textbook reading. And fortunately, at present, teacher has access to many aids that can be used at the click of the button, which will make learning more interesting and engaging. Teaching learning process becomes more effective with social media. Social media is paving way for a new age learning which is more personalized and customized to suit the need of every learner in this interconnected world. Professional networks and connections have become very important to one's success and future growth. So, as a education in this 21st century, there is a fundamental shift in the way we communicate. As I said earlier, now no more chalk and talk way of communication. Social media tools are rapidly changing the communications landscape. Their emergence has impacted significantly how students learn and the way teachers teach. So, living in this 21st century, technology has become an integral part of our everyday lives. It has brought about the complete overhauling of our world and, more importantly, of our educational system. From chalkboards to whiteboards and now to smart boards, technology has become our main source of research, knowledge, and teaching. We can see how it is replacing the traditional methods of teaching. The modern age education system of India in this 21st century is constituted of a new approach to learning, from online education to skill development courses, digital learning platforms, grading system, as well as the use of educational technology in the classrooms. In the nutshell, education in the 21st century should be reimagined, redefined, redesigned, and reinvented. And social media and education. Social media is the future of communication because of its rising popularity and usefulness of social networking websites has led educators to explore their potential use in education. Educational institutions have realized the capability of social media to improve collaboration and active learning. We are seeing now the educators leveraging the potential of these social media technologies to enhance the overall teaching learning process. It not only provides students access to useful information, but also connects them with the other learning groups and other educational systems that make their overall learning process more interesting and engaging. Because now we are no longer limited to being consumers of information. We are not only consuming the information, now we are all collaborators, the producers of information, because every person has the ability, has the talent to contribute ideas and experiences to the larger body of knowledge that is internet. What makes this Gen Y people different is the way they are consuming media. They are spending more time with the internet than TV, and also use the internet as the hub of their media activity. It is the centerpiece of their life. It is how they communicate with each other and their world. Because with the use of internet, you can get instant and new information at the click of a button, and that too in a smart gadget in your hand. Now one cannot imagine life without internet. Internet is used for business, earning online. It is used in education, used in banking sector these days, e-banking, information about the nearby outlets, booking of tickets, maybe it is your travel tickets, it's your movie tickets. In the health sector, hospital appointment, medicines, doctors are giving this the consultation through video or the teleconferencing. online shopping, sharing information on WhatsApp groups, etc., etc., and that too within no time. Name any area, I think information is there. And moreover, all age groups from I think 2 years of age, they are involved with those online gaming or that short videos of nursery rhymes to the 75 years of age of people are using internet in one way or the other. From the rickshaw puller to the CEO of an organization, I think people are using internet. So today is the net generation. They use the latest in technology. And the moreover, the best point is they are highly motivated to learn online because it provides them the enriched content. Knowledge is just at one click away. It is exposure to new technology through the social media. Their attention is grabbed because it facilitates better understanding through the visuals. It makes their session interesting. It promotes better understanding with those multimedia technology. They have a wide range of interest which they can meet through this internet. They use computers in almost everything. Maybe it is their education, their work, and hobbies. And as per the research survey, also, I think 90% of the students use social networks for one or the other purpose. So learning is changing now. Today's student of almost any age are far ahead of teachers in computer literacy. They prefer to access the subject information on internet where abundant, easily accessible and more up to date information is available. Just to be on the lighter side, see, the child is asking his father, "Hey dad, did you hear the news?" Father said, "No, I haven't seen CNN yet today." He says, "What is CNN?" Then, how did you everyone mail each other before the internet was around? Just see, they can't imagine their life without internet. So why, when there is so much of potential, why not to use its potential for your teaching, learning system? So just take a minute and think how much we are connected to the outer world through internet, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, etc., etc., the kind of social media which we are using in our daily lives. I think we all start our day and end our day with the mobile phones. So see, the data, the growth of social media over past few years has changed the ways in which the internet is experienced by most end users. Just a quick look at the users' statistics of a few social media platforms, which only prove the growing popularity of these websites. India is the largest online country after China with 65 crores internet users. 97% use mobile phones to access internet. 93% of higher education students access internet every day for education. Social networking has a vital influence on our lives as it helps a lot in every field of life. Maybe it's a political field, it's economic field, or maybe the educational fields. People watch billions of video clips on YouTube daily. Every hour, users upload video content. Every day, more than 90% of college students visit a social networking site. So people have woven these networks into their daily routines using this Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, online gaming environments, and other tools. So using of social media is not limited only to professionals or elders, but also it is being widely used in educational sectors by the students, as social media provides any data you want very easily and quickly within a fraction of seconds. So now coming to your social media and instruction. Social media in the classrooms. So popular social media sites which are being used can be used in the classroom. The first one is your Google Docs. These are some of the effective ways teachers can use social media in their lecture halls and classrooms. Google Docs is a very popular technology with teachers and students. Students and teachers can use these tools to collaborate on assignments, projects, newsletters, among other things. It allows more than one person to work on a particular document at the same time. So Google Docs can promote teamwork and group-based learning. Facebook, as I said, now is the generation gap. Teacher is on the book and the student asks the teacher to come on the Facebook. Facebook can be perfect social media platform to incorporate into the classroom because stick to something which everyone already knows. Have students follow the class Facebook page and teacher can use it to post class updates, share homework assignments, and also encourage the discussions. Teachers can also create Facebook groups for each of their classes, both public or private, and stream Facebook live lectures, post discussion questions, assign homework, and also make class announcements. It creates a space for the students to ask and answers the questions. When students get home and begin working on their homework, they can post a question to the groups so as to get it answered by the group member. Students can share online resources related to the coursework. Teachers can facilitate online discussion about the course material. And it is also ideal for teachers using the flipped classroom. Teacher can post videos, photos, documents, and other resources on the group's wall, and students can access those material before they come to the class, which I think you might have gone through. That session is the flipped classroom where the material beforehand is provided to the students, and then they undergo that material and come to the class for the discussions. Next is the Twitter. Twitter offers a quick way to post class announcements and reminders, as well as the real-time information on the class projects. It also helps classes track information on any topic. For example, for a class discussing on a, let's say, current event, or maybe let's say topic on a career, Twitter can provide up-to-date information, eliminating the need for extensive research. Many organizations offer Twitter chat sessions with which students can interact. Twitter can be great as a discussion board or the message board for the class. Teachers can create a single Twitter handle per class and maybe reuse it every year, or they can create a new handle each academic year. And the beauty of this is the 280 characters limit makes students think critically on communicating concisely and effectively. A beneficial skill to develop about this writing skill. Teachers can use Twitter to post reminders for assignments, due dates, or share maybe sometimes inspirational quotes and helpful links to practice quizzes or other resources. Teachers can also create discussions and Twitter chats surrounding a specific hashtag which they can create. Blogs, as I said, instead of traditional writing projects, blogs create opportunities for students to write and display their writings on a larger scale. Student can share what they know with the world by hosting blogs and inviting other classrooms to see what they have learned. Students can reflect on what they have learned through the blogs. So create a class blog for discussions. Writing blog posts gives students another outlet for digital content. that they can easily link back to access these social channels. There are many different platforms available, such as WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, Blogger, Tumblr, or Medium, where teachers can create a class blog. Students can create their own user accounts to make discussion posts or add comments on class prompts. The course syllabus and any assignments, updates, and resources can be shared on a blog as a central location as well. You can also assign blog posts as essays. Having students create in their own blog for essays or let's say short form writing is another strategy for combining social media and learning. Blogs as a semester or a year long assignment can improve students' short form writing and critical thinking. So don't feel limited to just an English or writing class. This use of social media in education can be transferred across all the subjects. Pinterest. So you can create a class specific Pinterest board. Instructors can create Pinterest boards for each of their classes and save pins that are relevant to the lessons. Pinterest is a great social media platform for the teachers to use to prepare and organize resources, lesson plans, and worksheets for their classes in one place. Create boards according to class or subject and create subtopic boards for weekly units or maybe all worksheets. So Pinterest can also be useful for students to curate a digital bibliography for research projects, papers, or group assignments. Students can pin websites, books, or videos to a broad on a single topic and refer back to it when it is time to write. Instagram. Many students are using this. A picture is, I think, worth the thousand words. Instagram can showcase students' work by offering a place to feature student hard work or even interesting details about students. You can use Instagram for photo essays. In visual heavy class, students can use Instagram to present a series of photos or graphics in a visually appealing manner. Instagram allows students to practice digital storytelling in ways that other social media platforms may not offer. Students can create class specific Instagram accounts and may delete them after the course is over if they so choose. YouTube, it is an excellent option of again a flipping classroom in that students can watch lectures and resources before entering the classroom. Students can create and post videos for others to view rather than do in class oral presentations. For their presentation, they can make a short video and can share with other students. Again, like blogging, since the material will be seen by a wider audience, students will be more apt to do their very best in creating a video and they will enjoy being able to express their creativity as they connect more deeply with the course material. WhatsApp groups are created for sharing information about class assignments or other institutional events or maybe some other announcements. I think one of the participants had also said, I think this is the most commonly used by each one of us. LinkedIn social media is also a medium where students can establish beneficial connections for their careers, such as LinkedIn. These days, I think it is one of the important platform for professional networking and social credibility. Students can create their profile, which helps them in getting employment. Teachers can also find experts in their subject areas, the different professionals available in their subject areas through this LinkedIn platform. SlideShare. I think many students are using this also. They see many slides for their project work there. So student can also make their PPT of their projects and can share on this platform. And in addition to this, there are other platforms like Quora, ResearchGate that also provide online tutorials to help the students. So these are some of the social media platforms which can be used for your classroom instruction. Now coming to the benefits of social media for teachers and students. As I said, social media has a lot to offer to the educational community. Here are some of the direct benefits of social media usage for the academic world. uh, the collaborative learning. I think over many years, social media has gained superior credibility as a trusted source of information and a platform where organizations can interact with their global audiences. Using social media, teachers can improve technological ability and students' involvement in studies. It also provides a good sense of collaboration in the classroom while making better communication skills with the students. On social media, students exchange lot of information, so why not use this platform to encourage collaborative learning? Social networking makes students more peer based. Young people are motivated to learn from their peers online. They interact and receive feedback from one another. They are motivated to learn from each other rather than adults. Teachers and adults are no longer the only source of knowledge for them. It makes students more networked than ever. It is easier for them to make friends with people all over the world, most of whom maybe they will never ever meet without these technological advances. So in fact, several institutions globally are encouraging students to forge international partnerships using social media for taking up some project assignments. By doing this, they get engaged with each other and learn how to manage projects and coordinate with teams sitting globally along with the cross-cultural sensitivities. So use of social media also familiarizes students with a new work culture of managing work through online engagements, which is very important in today's business environment. It teaches them how to develop a strong online presence by improving their communication skills. Furthermore, social media relies on the written word, making it an excellent means of improving their writing skills. And social learning theory also says that students learn best when they learn from each other. I'm not saying, several studies have also revealed that when students study together, they earn higher grades and are more engaged and are more motivated. Sorry. The second is the easy sharing of information by the student. See, any learning experience depends on many things, one of which being effective communication between teachers and the students. If no proper communication between teacher and student is available, I think both teaching and learning will be difficult. So sharing of information, links to other sites has now become super easy for students as they share lot of information to their friends, classmates and other connections. So much of the time they are connected to the internet through mobile phones, laptops or PCs or tabs for transmitting views, opinions, tips, study materials, class projects and various other kinds of useful reading stuff to each other. With this, they exchange helpful information about their exams and classes. So these web-based platforms could actually be used to enhance communication between the different actors of the educational system, namely student, faculty, and staff. It is also a tool for customized one-to-one learning between learner and tutor. See, using technology to accommodate students' different learning style, it is not new, but the strength of social media application is that they offer variety of tools that the learners can mix and match to best suit their individual learning styles and increase their academic success. A student who hardly ever participates in the class may get actively engaged in co-constructing his learning experience with his teachers, collaborating with his fellow colleagues, and may feel more comfortable to express himself and share his resources and ideas on this social platform. So, social media tools could be used to design learning activities that are both social and interactive, example, discussion, debate, group projects. This would enable students to learn from each other and interact with other people beyond the classroom. Then is the anytime connectivity has become possible due to the arrival of various social media websites. You can post your question and wait for a few hours to get a solution to your queries, because there is often someone to reply from the international community, as a geographical factors do not restrict most of the social networking sites. So sometimes it is difficult to address the queries of students, let us say during the classroom sessions. This make it further difficult for the students to clear their doubts in the class. However, teachers can take advantage of social media technology to extend teaching hours beyond classroom. They can set up Facebook live sessions or Twitter discussions to cover unclear doubts of their students. As a matter of fact, teachers can allocate dedicated time slots for online discussions to answer any question, to work with the students. So through a Facebook session, faculty can connect with larger audiences at one go, which otherwise is not possible in one class. Teachers may like to continue engagement with their students even when they are traveling and not taking the sessions. They can even stream lectures to avoid any cancellation of the classes while they are traveling. If the teacher is unavailable during the actual class time, he or she can use YouTube to record a lecture beforehand. It helps to foster research. Social media offers collaborative opportunities to foster the research initiatives. It is one of the best platforms to extract the secondary data. You can conduct survey pools to gather sampling and find out opinions of general people and other experts on a particular subject. Social media can help academic researchers compile and produce useful content by working on collaborative assignments and projects. You can take advantage of the blogs to create virtual library. Setting up a personal blog or website gives teachers a lot of freedom to build intellectual credibility. They can upload their academic work and other important lectures and videos that will allow students to take relevant inputs as a reference material for their studies. Connecting with experts on topics via social media. The great thing about using social media is that you come to know easily who are the experts in a particular field and subject. So when you start following these experts, you learn more and gain useful content from them, which will help you to provide latest knowledge to the students. Social media has the ability to broaden your perspective on various subjects and gives illuminating instant content that is new. You have the opportunity of engaging experts to get answers on the topics that you may need help in. Social media marketing for educators. For educational institution, social media is a great marketing tool to reach out to the prospective students. This new media has led education professionals to build a strong marketing strategies to increase their brand awareness. Academic institutions are communicating with students and the public at large via YouTube and Facebook. These channels can be used to communicate your campus news, make announcements, and provide students with the useful information. Through blogging and SlideShare, teachers are also establishing themselves as experts in particular fields and subjects, which is a great tool for the marketing of their own expertise. Students gain useful content by following these experts online. So this empowers institutions and establishes its brand equity in the academic world. And finally, it is the cost effective communication. Social media is an excellent and I will say the free medium for many end users. It cannot only be used to communicate, it is also an outstanding device or the technology to promote things such as events, new courses, and various advanced research. It is can be used to enhance improvement in learning. Many free and open sources are available which you can use for your teaching learning in the class. So in a media of social media educators, teachers are more important than ever. See, learners actively take responsibility and regulate their own collaborative learning, meaning that the teacher is no longer in full control. But that is not the way. In this process, the teacher acts as a secondary guide or a facilitator, and students are encouraged to take active control. This allows them to achieve their learning goals and coordinate the process by agreeing on rules and certain deadlines for the submissions. Students actively plan their activities and assume different roles also within a group instead of simply concentrating on the learning content. As such, every member of the group may be seen as both a learner and a tutor. The students find communication with the teacher constructive and encouraging, and the teachers can support the students by setting the right tone for the discussion and contribute to developing a sense of community. So mainly in this process, teacher has to act as only a facilitator in the teaching learning process. So finally, I will say this is the way we were earlier using some of the popular media, some of the audiovisual aids we were using in our classroom to impart teaching, and also maybe were connected through some means through a local community. But this is the way we are now. I think there is a complete transformation of a chalk talk teacher to a digital teacher, the networked teacher. Yes, this looks a little overwhelming, but it really does not take too long to do some investigation and to figure out what pieces are important to you in your professional life and what can be used in your traditional and virtual classrooms, because most of these tools are very easy and can be mastered with, I think, little and no help, I will say. Use of these tools will give the students some new and exciting ways to demonstrate their learning, and at the same time can provide alternatives for matching activities with their learning styles. The only key part is to be thinking about those pedagogical, I will say, aspects, and to start creating opportunities for students to use the tools in their learning. So, what changes you must be thinking, what changes we must make in our teaching as it becomes easier to bring primary resources to our students? How do we need to rethink our ideas of literacy when we must prepare our students to become not only readers and writers but also editors and collaborators and publishers as well? What needs to change about our curriculum when our students have the ability to reach far beyond the classroom walls? How can we, as learners, begin to take advantage of the opportunities these tools present so we may understand more clearly the pedagogies of using them in our classrooms? So now, coming last to this is the impact of social media in our education. As I said, use of social media has created a positive impact on the society, but as the time passing by, social media has started creating a negative impact also on today's society, with millions of us engrossed with this unhealthy addiction. So I'll be talking first about the positive impacts. By Google has helped students in their education using these tools. By spending so much time working with the new technologies, I think students have developed more familiarity with the computers and other electronic devices. With the increased focus on technology in education and business has helped students build more skills that will help them throughout their lives. They have become more tech savvy now. They learn on their own many things while working with these tools. Talents got discovered faster. Students who were good at programming got their name out there easily. Students who were good in music got their videos out and shared, leading them to their dreams. So, being able to get instant feedback from their friends and family on their creative outlets helps students refine and develop their artistic abilities, and can provide much needed confidence also, or help them decide what career path they may want to pursue. A lot of students were able to inform public about their issues. I think this is a very powerful and strong media, where the different, maybe the social issues also can be raised on this platform, which brought awareness and helps solve a lot of problems of the society. Teachers may post on social media about class activities, school events, homework assignments, I think, which is very useful to them. And the ease and the speed with which users can upload pictures, videos, stories has resulted in a greater amount of sharing of creative works. It is seen that social media marketing has been emerging as a career option also for the students. So these are some of the positive impacts of using social media in our education. But some of the negative impacts: the popularity of social media and the speed at which the information is published has created a lax attitude towards proper spelling and grammar. This reduces a student's ability to effectively write without relying on a computer's spell check feature. Many students rely on the accessibility of information on social media and the web to provide the answers. That means a reduced focus on learning and retaining information. See, our ability to retain information has increased. I think if we have to to multiply by 2, we just pick up our phone. And the willingness to spend more time researching and looking up good information has reduced due to the fact that we got used to the ease of accessibility to information on the social media. Students prefer to chat with their friends for the hours, and this has led to waste of time that could have been used for study or learning new skills. Students who attempt to multitask, checking social media sites while studying, show reduced academic performance. Their ability to concentrate on the task at hand is significantly reduced by the many distractions that are brought about by YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. And the more time students spend on social sites, the less time they spend socializing in person. I think you will all agree with me, and they are losing their people skills because of the social media. Students lose their ability to engage themselves for face to face communication. The many things which we learn from each other, especially I think will the interpersonal relationships, I think they are also getting affected because of this. I think now we are on many occasions, instead of talking to each other, we just send a message and our job is over. So the students are deeply affected by losing their connections with the people. And one of the biggest breakdown of social media in education is the privacy issues like posting personal information on the online sites. I think one of the social media in education is the privacy issues, because many of the students use social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, and many more, with the help of which they come in contact with many other people whom they have never met before, seen before, or even had talked before. They share their very personal and private information, which many times may be used for the wrong deeds also. Students and many others start believing very easily on strangers and share their private talks, which may be misused. So this is very challenging task which is being faced by the social media. So I think privacy is one of the obstacles that has been faced the use of social networking in education. And finally, the health issues. I think due to the use of social networking sites for long hours create multiple of health issues, because of continuous accessing of a networking site may create an eyesight problem, back pain issues because of sitting in the same position for long hours, and many more. Maybe the mental health related issues have also come up. So some of these are some of the negative aspects also, but nevertheless, use of social media is beneficial but should be used in a limited way without getting addicted. It is not all evil, really. So finally, social media is the future of communication. It includes an array of internet-based tools and platforms that increase and enhance the experience of sharing information. Social media plays an increasingly important role in higher education. It is rapidly evolving field, so there is plenty of potential to integrate social media platforms and tools in student learning. Teachers will have to adopt ways to incorporate these platforms into their coursework and student interactions if they are not doing so already, to keep up with the ever growing digital world and encourage the 21st century learning. So, thank you. So, with these words, I thank you all for your very patient listening. This is what I wanted to discuss with you during this session, that what is the role and importance of using social media in the present times. So thank you all. If you have any questions or any comments, any observations, if you are using this media, what are the challenges you are facing, maybe we can discuss on this forum. So house is open for discussion. So thank you all once again.